US and China strike a deal. Free trade remains distant, but talks are alive. Hello people, it's Xinchen here. According to a joint statement after the two-day trade meeting in Geneva, the US will suspend 24 percentage points of the original reciprocal tariff of 34% put on China on April the 2nd for an initial period of 90 days, yet the other 10% remains. And China will do the same and keep that 10% additional tariffs on US imports. Two sides will take these actions by Wednesday, May the 14th. Meanwhile, a China-US economic and trade consultation mechanism has been established, and both sides have said the talks have been productive and praised professionalism of their counterparts.
Let's take a quick span through this roller coaster round of the Trump administration's tariff drama with China. April 2nd, the Liberation Day, when President Trump dropped an extra 34% on Chinese goods, bumping total tariffs to 104%, set to kick in on April the 9th. But with a plot twist, on April the 9th, the US cranked tariffs even higher, up to 145% after China announced retaliation. April the 10th, China hit back 84% tariffs on US goods. April the 12th, raised again to 125%. But China then drew a line, condemning the US for violating WTO rules and said no more hikes. Meanwhile, the US made a selective retreat. Smartphones, computers, and electronics got a last-minute exemption. April the 16th, the White House doubled down, a crushing 245% tariff on some Chinese imports, blaming China's retaliatory behavior. China, unfazed, called it irrational, and refused to play the meaningless numbers game. Now, a deal, finally. Yet, those 10% US tariffs are on top of the existing rate before April the 2nd.
China has been very clear that the country is not afraid of a trade war, but there's no winner in one, and the numbers back that up.
China supplies over 40% of US imported goods, 80% of toys made in China, 90% of microwave imports, 19 million units a year, come from China. No quick alternative. 70% of US rare earth imports, China again. But it's not a one-way street. China buys big from the US too. $16 billion in oil seeds and grains, $28 billion in advanced tools, and $20 billion plus in fuels and oils. Yet, China's been diversifying. Brazil, Argentina, and Belt and Road partners are stepping in. And the US, was China's top buyer, now accounts for just 10% of China's total exports, down from 26% in the late 1990s.
The truth is, as the world's two largest economies, either can go it alone without global ripple effects. With 1.7 billion people between them, maybe the smarter move isn't winning a trade war, but, as the Chinese delegation reiterated, resolving differences through candid dialogues and equal consultations.